Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is Mr. Rowe. We're looking in geometry part B. This is the lesson on trigonometric ratios, and I'm going to show you how to use Desmos scientific calculator, just in case you don't have one of the recommended calculators for this course. So I'm going to show you two examples, one where you have to find one of the sides and one where you have to find the angle so you'll know exactly what you have to do. So let's take a look at this first example. I'm always going to go through this same process because this is the process I want you to go through. We're going to start by identifying our sides, the right angle. We draw an arrow, points to the hypotenuse. If we look at the angle that we're interested in, across from the angle is the opposite. Right beside it is the adjacent. So in this particular problem, I know something about the adjacent. I want to find the hypotenuse. So if I use my little mnemonic device to help me remember things, Sakatoa, the one with adjacent and hypotenuse is the cosine. I'm going to set up a problem. Cosine of the angle measure, 29, is equal to the the adjacent A over the hypotenuse, which is X. And so once I get here, it's just a matter of solving for X. A little quick shortcut here. Since X is in the denominator, I'm just going to switch those two things right there. So I know that X is going to equal 13 divided by the cosine of 29. So if you don't have a TI-84 or a handheld calculator that you can use, and your phone isn't always the best calculator to use, but Desmos will do all the work for you as far as this goes. So I'm going to type this in. I'm going to do 13 divided by the cosine of my angle, which is 29. And then I'm going to get my answer, which is 14.86 or 14.9. So I'll know X is 14.9. And that's, you don't have to change anything. Just make sure that you can see the word or this little abbreviation for degree, DEG. You don't want to see that um, abbreviation because you'll get answers that are not correct. You're getting radians instead of degrees and angles. So now let's take a look at how we find an angle. So here's another example. Let's see that one. We'll move this out of the way real quick. There we go. All right, so here's another example. This time, if you look right here, I'm trying to find the angle. So go through my same thought processes. That points to the hypotenuse. Since this is the angle I'm wanting to look at, across from that angle is the opposite. Right beside it is the adjacent. So once again, I have adjacent and hypotenuse. So again, I have cosine. Don't think all of them are cosine. They're not. Just that's what I've got when I did my little work here. So again, I've got cosine. But this time, the angle is what I don't know. So that's where my X is going to go. And the ratio is adjacent, which is 11, over hypotenuse, which is 35. And since we're trying to find the angle, the inverse here is to just do the cosine inverse. You'll learn that's called the arc cosine in another course of 11 over 35. And so now I just need to do that calculation in the calculator. Now, you notice right here, we don't have cosine -1, sine -1, tangent -1. So how do I get it? There's more functions right here by clicking on that. You see right there's the cosine of -1, which is what I need. I'm just going to type in 11 divided by 5. And there's my, oops, no zero. And there is my angle measure right there, 71.7 degrees. On the X, it's 71.7 degrees. So I hope this helps you use Desmos to do lesson 4 or 5, depending on which course you're in Geometry Part B. If you still struggle with this as you're working, please let me know through teacher message or make an appointment for a help session.